Hola, meneers and vrouwen, and welcome to another episode of Frieren. Guys, I don't fucking know. YouTube's weird. Some people are like, oh, you're not keeping this up to YouTube standards. YouTube's not my game, brother. I love you guys. I really do. But you guys should come check us out on Twitch because this is where you guys get all of the good info, the good juice, the sabor, you know? I'm about to be like Capricornio. I'm about to turn into Walter Mercado here, bro. But no, realistically speaking, Frieren is such a fun ride in that, like, it not only hits serious elements, but brings up concepts of existentialism. It brings up concepts of self, of being alive, of what it means to go forward, right? What it means to hold meaning. So, for example, if I were to hold this up to you guys, for some of you guys, this might just be a penguin. You guys might be like, oh, wow, he has a fucking penguin. I don't know what this is. For some of you guys, this might be Senor Pinguino. It might be like, oh my God, that's Senor Pinguino. Like, you know, Senor Pinguino has a long history in this channel. For some of you guys, Penguin might struck up some memories from your past. For others, for me, it might be, hey, you know what? Senor Pinguino actually started off as a gift to someone that I cared about, and it has a deep sentimental meaning to me because Senor Pinguino means more than anything. And even when I pass, people might not remember the true meaning of Senor Pinguino, and they might just remember the lore that was left behind. Which is interesting how we give meaning towards objects and things, whether that's grimoires or books or ourselves in the process, right? How do we envision ourselves? And this Frieren has been encapsulating everything all together, right? Frieren has been encapsulating instances of self, instances of what it means to go ahead and you know, like survive in a world like this and have meaning and find meaning in a world where people around you have died, and what it means to be human and not human and live, what it truly means to live. If I were to ask this of you, and I truly, let's go into that, right? This is a question for you guys, for you at home. How many of you genuinely felt like you lived today? Yes, we're using Frieren as a way to bring this up. How many of you genuinely felt like you lived today? This spells out live. It's just I'm writing up instead of side. There we go. How many of you genuinely felt like you did something amazing or productive for yourself and you felt happy about how the day went? How many of you genuinely felt like, you know what, I'm making an impression towards my future? How many of you genuinely felt like, you know what, I'm leaving an essence of myself for the future? Not a lot of us. A lot of us, we don't carry the how fickle life is until it's too late. A lot of us, it hits us when we're 30, 40, 50, and all of a sudden life is, the days are going by like this. And next thing you know, little Johnny, who was 2 years old, is now turning 17 and it no longer wants to do anything with you. And you as a parent have failed to intervene and be there for little Johnny. And Johnny is now 19 and he's planning on moving out. And little Johnny no longer has any communication with you, but he does with your partner. Oh, little Johnny's now 23, and guess what? You're starting to lose your mind. You're starting to lose your mind here. And you're starting to see little Johnny evolve and grow, and you're hearing about him, but little Johnny's not coming back. Little Johnny is now 42 years old. Little Johnny is now 42, and you're now in your bed. And he's come to visit you one last time. And he's come to hold on to you and ask, what have you done with your life? What have you done with your life, Mom? What have you done with your life, Dad? Life went by too quickly. And sometimes if we don't ascribe meaning, if we don't ascribe purpose, if we don't ascribe instances of self, we'll be skipping through these ages. We'll be skipping through all of these ages. If you want to live Be there for little Johnny when he's 2. Be there for little Johnny when he's 3. Be an active parent when he's 4. If you want your memories or your instances to keep going, lay that out however you wish to. Some of us wish to be forgotten. That's a-okay, you know. Some of us did something happen at work that not that you could, but please have a virtual hug. Some of us want to be forgotten. Some of us want to be left in the sands of time. Some of us only want to be remembered by pictures and aspects like this. I'll share this. And sorry if we're going deep immediately. It's just there's a lot of amazing topics that Frieren is touching on that often gets overlooked, or people focus too much on like one single emotional side and not really the entire picture of this. Today, I mentioned little Johnny as an example. I'll call this person Jane, right? Like Jane Doe. Jane is 70. Jane is passing away slowly. Jane asked, what did I do with my life? Jane asked, was I a good parent? Jane asked, will I have enough time to reach out and meet my grandkids? Jane asked, will I be there for Christmas for my kids? Jane is asking all of these questions at the end of her life. In tears, breaking down. Will I seriously be remembered? I tried to be there for my kids, but this happened. I tried to be there when they were growing up, but this happened. Now the only thing I have are pictures of me and that they keep in their house for Christmas. They never came to check on me. They never came to do this. They never came to do that. How do you be there for someone like that? Someone whose life, as we were talking about, they feel the only way that they could pass on is not even through the lessons that they taught their kids anymore because they feel it's too late, but simply through the pictures and even books, diaries that they're keeping, even little statues because they love to play with clay that they can make. Jane is now in an old people home. Her mental health, because, can no longer stay by herself, has declined dramatically. She has gone from talking to the way that I'm talking now to literally not being able to recognize you. To individuals standing in front of her, no one is there. People come and go, nurses give everything, and it's just a shell of the person that once was. Jane, a week before passing, kids come through, and for a moment you see a spark of light come through. For a moment you see someone regain themselves and, oh, I'm doing great, and the lies and the mask and everything comes through to try and give an experience, and they only stay there for 15 minutes. They only stay there for 30 minutes. And they leave. And Jane, with this hope, the mask comes down, the tears start flowing, and they say, this is it. This is where my life ends. So I want to contextualize this and throw it to you guys. For Jane, that's a journey that they've gone through. For Jane, I can't even imagine what that must have felt like, what that must feel like. But for you guys, and for all of us that are still here, how do we want to impact our surroundings? How are we keeping ourselves happy? What do we want to leave for the future? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a clean board, a clean slate for some of you that think that we don't have the ability to do it. But we do have the ability to leave a beautiful and vibrant picture for whatever you want to go ahead and leave for the future. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to go that deep. We haven't even touched 1 second into the episode, and I feel like I just fucking... Ed comes in and fucking lays a hard one on us. Sorry, guys. I love you guys. I really, really do. I hope you guys know. It's just Frieren has got me thinking a lot. As a show, as everything, about what it means to live, about what it means to succeed, about what it means to keep going forward. Belugo, hi, welcome on in. I appreciate you guys. Guys, are you guys ready? ¿Cómo están? Ojalá que estén bien. Oh, and channeling his internet. No, dude. It killed me, and I think it'll probably kill. We came for this. Don't mind. Oh, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right. You ready? You ready? ¿Cómo están? Ojalá que estén bien. And let's go. Thanks for a Friday night, too. Walking Dead. Oh. Hmm. Might have been a designer's choice, might have not. Episode's a little loud. Might have literally have just been like an accident on their part. Here, I'll bring the episode down a little bit. But I love this. Okay. We have Stark. We have Fern. Right. Who else do we have? We have Frieren, who has white with light blue on top. It is for Frieren. I want you guys to conceptualize this for a second. Frieren literally has Himmel on her mind. Frieren literally has Himmel on her throat, on her mind, on her whatever that might be, right? In her head, if we want to put it that way. I know what you guys might be thinking. Wait, dark blue? Let's infer purple. It looks dark blue, purplish, one or the other. Don't really purple. Either way. She's a carrier. What is she carrying from Himmel? The color choice. The color choice. The color choice. That's cool concept, dark blue. The color choice is very, very, very intentional in this. It's like Frieren is carrying a message, maybe, or something from, like, if you compare the scarf that Frieren has to Himmel's hair color or Himmel's whatever. Oof. Oof. You guys see what I'm getting at? What about Ferd? She's carrying messages from the past to the future. She's a big carrier in that, right? A big carrier in what it means to grow, a big carrier in what it means to, like, and there you go, instant visual comparison, right? Right. So the only reason why I'm bringing this up in this manner, hold on. Bong, bong, bong. Is the way that these are hold on. Da, 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 da. This is going to start happening soon. I love to use this word, but a lot of people spell it wrong, so I'm going to spell it right for you guys. Propinquity. Guys, say it with me. Propinquity. One more time, class. Say it with me. You ready? Propinquity. Oh, what? Well, what does that mean? the more time that two individuals or individuals spend together, the more that attachment and romantic feelings may come to light. Now, out of this, I'm going to put this into it. Let's say Frieren is not great at social cues. She's not good at social cues, right? Let's go ahead and put a giant X for social cues. Is Fern good at social cues? Is Fern good or not good at picking up on social cues? Yay or nay, guys? We're doing this as a learning opportunity for everyone. I think she's good compared to the other two. Nell, nope, pro penguin. Depends. No. Is she better than Frieren at picking up on social cues? How about that? Is she better than Frieren at picking up on social cues? Yeah, she's better than... C, okay. Stark. Is he better than Fern at picking up on social cues? No. Is he better than Frieren at picking up on social cues? Yes or no? Is he better than Frieren at picking up on social cues? See? Yes. Probably. Okay, the priest that is with them. Is he better than Stark at picking up on social cues? We're going through this together. Just trust the process on this. Is he better than Stark at picking up on social cues? Yes. Is he better than Fern at picking up on social cues? Absolutely. Is he better than Frieren at picking up on social cues? Okay. The reason why I'm doing this, Frieren already has a +1 in Journey. Frieren already has experience. She's already traveled with the group. She's already taken down the big bad. She's already done all of this stuff. She's had Himmel. She's, and the party and whatnot. She's had opportunities to grow and opportunities to build propinquity and to build her attachments and joking patterns and whatnot. Now that Frieren doesn't necessarily have to come into this blind, she is overseeing Fern and, if I don't, and Stark, right? Because they're younger. What comes out of this? Now putting yourself in a third person perspective. You've gone through this journey once already. You know the journey there, so stuff is not really going to surprise you. You've already got, some stuff might, right? But not everything, the road there is not going to be brand new to you. You've already experienced this. What does that do to her? We're going into deep actual processing at the moment. What does that do to Frieren being up here? You've already, it's like you've gone on a road trip. You've gone on a road trip once with people that you really care about, friends. You're going on a road trip again, but this time with two young individuals. What does that do to you? A lot of people, when they go on a road trip again, can we see the things that we've seen before? What does this do to you? How do you feel about this? How do you think about that? For Frieren, this is now a journey as well of justifying her emotions, of justifying aspects. Say that for whatever reason, I don't know. Let's say that Fern is bold. Fern decides, you know what? I'm going to give Stark some food. Frieren has a propinquity nostalgic flashback or whatever, and is able to understand her relationship with her original traveling group. And understand if she was good or bad or what she missed from that, and is able to go ahead and reaffirm this and be a better overseer for both of them. Because now she's seeing this and she's seeing, like, wait a minute. Fern took an initiative, gave Stark, I don't know, some berries. I remember when Himmel and my group ate berries. I remember that, like, berries was used as a sign of togetherness and being able to go out and share stuff and being able to go out and, like, care for one another and whatnot. It is Fern caring for Stark. Is this what relationships mean in this manner? Oh, Stark doesn't like it. Stark decides, you know what? I have to go ahead and start leaving. I remember when Himmel got mad at me because I played a prank on him. And it all interloops. And this is how the human brain works. We use propinquity and attachment and our experiences as a way to loop through things with all of the new experiences. Here you go. Here's this. Here's that. And all of a sudden, our brain is like, wait a minute. Remember 5 years ago or 2 years ago when that really cute girl was being super duper friendly with you? Yeah, no, now that you have experience, now you know that she was actually flirting with you. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? How do you process that in? Look at her eyes, and this is something I want you guys to just take in for a second, so you guys aren't just like, what the fuck are you talking about, Ed? Look at her eyes. Huh? Two. She's been through this. She's been through these markets. She knows what's happening through here. So just her looking around, all of a sudden, there's a recontextualization of this. Yes, the shop is cool. Yes, we can buy stuff. Cool, whatever. I lived 1,000+ years. I'm fucking prehistoric. I've gone through this route already. What is going on with both of you? You're interesting now. Sorry, this might make no fucking sense. I might just be off my fucking rockers. Apologies, guys. As always. I feel like I go too deep sometimes. The show will probably not hit on it ever because propinquity is a concept that not a lot of shows will ever touch on in general because it's, interesting train of thought. Yeah, but propinquity is a concept that not a lot of shows ever touch on or attachment or anything like that. I'm leaving the word up there because it's an amazing word to go ahead and learn and whatnot. So it's just, yeah. I don't know, guys. I go too deep sometimes, I feel. What do you mean, Shurid? Oh. A girl's between bros. That already happened, bro. The recontextualization already happened, bro. Her using that. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. Her using, like, oh, wait a minute. This happened with Himmel once. Wait a minute, brother. Wait a minute. Everything in this show is a reconceptualization of her first journey. But how is she implementing that into now? Because aside from just reconceptualization, it's actually internalization as well, right? Frieren is just pulling an Aqua and, yeah? But sometimes that's how we learn, Elysian. Sometimes we literally do this like every day. We would contextualize information to see where we stand with others and with ourselves. Not gonna lie, this little part right here would be a fucking banger in a club, dude. Do 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 do. It would be a fucking banger just going, dude. Wait, so if the ship has sailed, will she learn about love then? Not necessarily fully, bro, but like she might pick up on what it means to love, right? Or what it means to feel some sort of love in that aspect. Like concepts of love, I guess. Mm-mm. Someone in chat says, "Imagine." Elysian says, "Imagine if Frieren just randomly comes out and says she and Himmel was married and she didn't realize it." Well, that's what I've been saying for a long while, Elysian. I'm like, what if Frieren was actually married to Himmel and she didn't even know it? Like, what if she's like, oh, like, like joking around sarcastically, like Himmel was like, "Hey, will you marry me?" In all seriousness, and she's like, "Oh yeah, sure," like as a joke and. I've been saying that for like 5 ever now, I think. Right? Oh. Oh. Oh, love a squirrel. Did he know though? Oh. Oh. She's so cute though. Okay. Birthdays. 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 How many is that abuse? How do you guys like to celebrate your birthday? Like legitimately speaking. I know, birthdays. Fucking horribly spelt, but yes. Not fat but round. Not me. Some people don't, right? Some people don't like to celebrate their birthdays. What else? Small dinner. Yeah. I know as a kid, uh, as a kid, my parents would throw a large party, piñatas and everything. Not a fan of partings. Having my favorite food or drinks. Only remember when my parents bugged me. For some people, it's presents. They get presents for their birthday. That's it. For some, it's a mixture of things. I'll be honest. Dinner now as an adult, dinner and drinks. Let's get fucked up, baby. Let's get fucked up and cause an existential crisis to some Uber drivers. Right? Birthdays all have different meanings to some of us. Right? And it carries that meaning because sometimes we expect or we have a cultural understanding of what we want out of it. However, it also presents some dangers. There's also some dangers because of this. Let's recontextualize this. Present means you can either be present in their life or you can give them some gifts. Why can that be bad? Why can that be good or bad? Guys, why can that be bad? Actual question for you guys. Have you guys ever given a gift that was taken the wrong way? Gifts have meaning. Gifts have meaning sociologically, culturally, personally, and so on. Gifts have expectations. They have different forms of meaning. If I and this is the thing, if I were to give you this pen, for some of you guys are like, oh, thank you so much for the pen, appreciate it. I needed it for whatever, right? For some of you guys, it might be like, this pen means that you want to fight me in Mortal Kombat. We must now fight, right? For some of you guys, if I don't know and I'm just giving you stuff, for example, I'll say this. I was friends with a girl for a long, long time. Amazing individual. Loved them to death. She was having relationship issues, not my fault in any way, shape, or form. Her birthday comes around. I listen to her. I listen to all of my friends and whatnot. Just a friend. Ended up getting her favorite thing, which from what she's told me, she really, really loved a certain item, right? Let's imagine a Senor Pinguino. She really loved penguins. And I went and gave her the penguin. And, I was like, yeah, here's a penguin. I know you really like them, whatever. For her, she was like, this is so amazing. Thank you so much for listening, whatnot, right? For her partner, though, it's, oh, you're cheating on me. This guy knows more about your likes than I do. There's why didn't you ever tell me this? Bobble, and it turned into one giant fucking spectacle because all of a sudden, to him, penguin meant that like she was cheating on him with me and all of these fucking things. You see how it could grow out of proportion? This is why sometimes you got to be aware and conscious that sometimes gifts and items and even small customs can carry more meaning than what we're willing to go ahead and do it. So we just got to be aware of what we're getting and why. Why does that carry meaning? How does that carry meaning? And so on. Anyway. Yep. True berserker. He was. Oh. Oh. Insecurity is radiating from the dude. Yeah. Oh. I love this. I love the fact that because Stark is pretty open about his feelings. He's an open book. He's in the light. He's over here. There's people around him. There's everything happening. And as we know him, if he's angry, he's angry. If he's happy, he's happy. Uh, and also, I do want to recontextualize this, guys. Hands aren't the only agents of change. People come in and they're like, hands are the agents of change. They're not. Anything can be an agent of change. A butt plug can be an agent of change. A diary can be an agent of change. Anything can be an agent of change. No, this is a hand to reflect that. Not necessarily. Literally, anything can cause a monologue, and I think that's why I want to go ahead and highlight it because people often like hyperfixate on certain things. Internal dialogue, emotion, whatnot, can be way past just a single hand, even psychologically speaking. Yeah, is the Chad to move to giving presence to both parties, the room for argument. True. But look at her, right? Even her coming into picture, she's not in light, she's not in frame, she's not in everything. Raccoon, you remember to stay hydrated as well. There's a rat, right? A rat. Also, welcome through. Also, 14 months. Holy shit, Raccoon. Appreciate you. You're wonderful. She's in shadow here. She's more hidden about her feelings, right? She's more hidden about her feelings. Even in just cinematographically speaking, even in just the way it is. He's in the light. He's in front of a bunch of people. He's dealing with all of this stuff. Her holding on to her thing. Can she reveal her feelings? Is she open to it? Is she whatever? All of these thoughts come rushing to her mind. Is she going to take a step forward or not? Or is she going to take a step back? What is she going to do in this instant, right? And that's a big element to highlight. It's a big element to go ahead and bring up. Like for this individual, for Fern and herself, right? Can she be open about how she feels? Or is vulnerability a scary experience for her? Is truly being vulnerable terrifying for her? And does do these gifts actually carry more meaning? Is this why she lashes out like this? Is this why she pouts like a little kid? Because gifts actually means that someone cares about you and that someone's there for you. Again, these questions need to be asked. Hmm. Yep. But it's also not being clear about your feelings. And oftentimes, this is what a lot of people do. A lot of people, for example, it happens all the time. A lot of people want there to be a quick understanding of their emotions. This is what it means to love. And only people that know what this love is true. Everyone else is fake. No one truly understands it. Only this is love. This is love. And anything around it, I'm going to build a circle around it. If you're out of here, all you're going to see is me agreeing and putting on this mask. And even if you're like, I'm in a relationship, if you don't meet my definition of what love is, guess what? You're going to be met with this mask that I've created, this giant mask that I've created to protect it. Why? Because I think love is beautiful. I think that love is this internal thing that I've held secret for so long. Oh, but you think love is this way? Oh yeah, and wow. I hope your relationship really goes well, and all these fake niceties and whatnot. When it's really not that way. A lot of times, this is why relationships go through a lot of pains and troubles, unclear communication, unclear aspects of it, and so on and so forth. Right? Fern seems to be more expressive with their serious feelings than Stark, who hides his feelings and over dramatizes the non serious or important ones. Or is that just the way that he needs to go ahead and express himself, Elysian? Because that's the way that he had to express himself in the past. From being fucking held down for so long. It's like the kid, right? If you have a bunch of brothers and the only way you can get mom and dad to notice you is by yelling, guess what? You're probably going to be a yeller. You're probably going to grow up and do certain things. If you grew up and you were like, I don't think it's more straightforward with Stark when it comes to his emotions. He's more readable than Fern is. That's what it means to be straight up with your emotions. When it comes to getting, for example, how many of you were told, hey, you know what? I want you to get good grades in school. I want you to go ahead and get an A. I want you to be a doctor. I want you to go to university, get a bachelor's degree or master's degree or whatever. There was a lot of pressure that were put on people because they got attention whenever they did good in school. Or sometimes vice versa. They acted out because that's how they could get attention. It's one or the other. The extremities are there. Oh. And oh. Oh. Right. The priest is a fucking Giga Chad, dude. The priest is a fucking Giga Chad. The priest understands, dude. The priest is able to be like, yeah, he probably forgot about his own birthday, just seeing the way that he is. Like, how do you expect understanding that the priest sees everything? He's miles ahead of what's going on, and he's open. Like, he's an EQ master. Emotionally, like, he's able to go ahead and understand them significantly better, right? Even empathetically speaking, he can empathize with them, even if they don't want to go ahead and do it with them. Common priest W, is he you? I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. Speech 100. Oh. By the way, in case you guys are wondering, emotional content is essentially another way of measuring empathy. It's just empathy in general. You made a cake, want some? Hell yeah. Fucking teleport it over. How good are you able to understand emotions? Right? Damn. He's like, here we go again. Is Stark the real hero? Like, are we about to encounter a real threat here or something like that? Because earlier there was a hint towards the sword that Himmel tried to pull but couldn't pull, right? And then Stark was like, oh, like, we never even see Stark try or anything like that in that regard. And I do wonder, inside of my mind, could Stark pull that sword from the stone? Ajá, exactamente, Lugo. Exactamente. Got Twitch ads. Yeah, I apologies on the Twitch ads. I don't know why they fucking go off so often. All right, our ads are over. So is Stark the real hero? Like, even if he's an axe user, right? Himmel wasn't able to pull it up, but Stark, yeah. I wonder. I wonder if he'd be able to pull the sword. I wonder if Stark would be able to pull the sword from that stone. In that comparison. But also, these statues in general, yes, a symbol of hope for some people, a reminder of what happened, but also, I think I wouldn't feel so lonely if I walked around and I saw, like, that my statue of a friend was still there, and those memories come back being there, right? He might pull the sword with the stone. It probably use it to probably. uh, it's like it's for Himmel to watch over them. Yeah, it's also a sign of remembrance and even love, even. Yeah, Lysian, Twitch is weird. Oh, oh. Now, careful, my boy. Careful, my boy. Now, I love the fact that you're willing to go ahead and do this, right? It's so cute, but you gotta be careful here, my boy. I've run into too many traps doing this. I run into too many traps doing this, my boy. You gotta be a little careful here. You gotta play your cards right, like. Oh. Oh, look at how quickly they resolved it. And they're like, moving through it, you know. Frieren. I have to go see how they're doing. Let me get on top of this house and observe. Oh, dude, the ship is fucking. The ship is a full-on battleship at this moment, man. Fucking full steam ahead. A choo-choo, motherfuckers. It's just steaming along, brother. Avoiding conflict. Yeah. Yeah. Oof. Oof. Frieden, you're in for a fucking lesson then. Oh boy. Oh, you're in for a fucking lesson. Ah. I do wonder though. I do wonder if we're about to get into something like this, which is see them grow together, see them expand together, see everything. You know, they're growing, they're loving one another, they're being together like as a group and whatnot, and see that Fern and Stark end up being together in some way, shape, or form. Stark dies. Stark passes away. What then? How will Fern react? Will Frieden be able to understand like the amount of grief that Fern might get hit with if something like that were to happen? If they grow really, really close together? If the ship is going full on ahead? Oh shit. And he knows it too. And the slide. You're even more depraved though. Mm, yeah. And weirdly enough, also Sage, welcome on in. That's how what adulting is. How many of you can genuinely say I'm an adult? Or how many of you even truly remember the day where you became the adult? Or are you just faking it till you make it? I'll be honest. That's what a lot of people do. A lot of people new stream room. Thank you, thank you. A lot of people this is their way of doing it. They just fake it until they make it. A lot of people don't really fully know where that transition period is. We have an arbitrary number where some people are like, you're 18, you're an adult. You're 21, you can drink now. You hit this milestone, you're an adult now. But does that truly make you an adult? Or are you still learning about life and learning how to adult? You know? Is there sagas? Because that's the major thing. Or is that just a part of life? Are milestones just a part of development in general? Also, welcome on in, Sage. How you doing? Appreciate you being here. That's why it's like when we talk about aspects like this, a lot of people, it's just pretending to be an adult and learning and growing with those experiences. Isn't adulthood part of life? You could say that. Experiences are a part of life in that regard as well. I act like what society tells me. I find that pointless. Right, Vlad, it's far. That's why it's like, being an adult is saying, I just need to make it through the week. You realize when you're an adult and everyone is still trying to be grown ups. Yeah. And everyone gets fucked up or gets drunk on the weekends in order to let their inner kid out and be wild so that they can blame them doing certain stupid actions or acting a certain way or whatnot on certain things, right? Or they wait till the weekend so that they can actually be kids again and play video games or whatnot. And people are like, oh, I can't let other adults see me doing this. It's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah. No. Oh. Oh, bro. Oh, bro. I'll speak with the gods for you. Oh, that fucks me up, dude. Because life is very cyclical. I know. I'm trying not to, man. I'm trying not to. I'm like holding it back. Now, those of you guys that have known, I've worked with end of life patients a lot in the past. Life is very, very cyclical. I'm fucking holding back tears a lot, bro. But I've had individuals who, at the end of their life, they got to sort of see the beginning of a new life, right? Grandkids, grand everything that you want to go ahead and talk about. I've also seen like a grown person just break down, bro, from a simple thing, a hug, a hug. I and I'll share this because it still messes me up. I remember talking to someone, older lady, in the end of their life period, their, end of their cycles per se. Um, talking about them growing up and how simple it used to be back then and how she would run around and hug her parents and she would go up and like specifically hold on to her dad's hand and like tighten up 3 times to say I love you, and that was the way that they would communicate. And towards the end of her time, when her granddaughter came through and she ran up instinctually and gave her a hug, and grabbed her hand and tightened it and hit it 3 times. It was like the tears, dude. The tears that comes through from hearing some of these stories and seeing some of the progression and moments from this, from the people, and from her just being like, it's come full circle. It's time. It's there. Yeah. It blows my mind, man. Like my heart is just like, life is cyclical, dude. Oh, hey, yo. They made a very concentrated look into this bracelet. What? You're a good salesman. Oh? Oh? Did you get married? Did you get married? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did did Frieren get married? And did Fern just get married? Wait, 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 wait. The same design. Is that because it's a design for like something to do with that? I remember the ring when she got the potion. Wait, yeah, but like, wait. That's the third time you've asked this question. I know, I've asked it before. Trying to find it. What the Oh no, the ring. The ring. Oh, the horse. The horse. Oh shit. Repurposed demon smell. Oh. Right. What about him? Yeah. Start. Just jump. Just take the jump, dude. Just fucking jump, dude. That's good. Good thinking, Fern. Good thinking. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh shit. I'm gonna ask this just for the sake of asking it. Frieren versus Rudy. Who wins? Frieren versus Rudy, ladies and gentlemen. Who wins? Because Frieren's fucking OP as shit, dude. Her just jumping out and doing it, like. You have no idea, Ed. I really don't. Pull. Lena, pull it. Pull it, okay? In magic or social cues? Oh no. Oh no. How old Rudy? I guess current technically if we're about to go into it. Oh shit. a success and everyone's out there already. Yeah, I mean, it is a plan. Also, right now, Frieden is beating Rudy 74%. 75%. 75% of the people currently believe that current Rudius can beat, oh no, current Frieden can beat Rudius without any issues. 80% of it. Wow. Wow. Okay. Mm. Oh, where's your ring? Oh, 3 hours choosing a good. Oh, her type is the hardest to deal with. Why do I feel like he knows more than he's leading on at the moment? Like he's. Why do I feel like there's a lot like he's just like, oh, that bracelet. Oh, you poor boy. Oh, oh. Uh, uh, oh. He knew. The ship goes to eternity, brothers. First off, I'm not a fucking wizard, brother. I'm not a fucking wizard. This shit just comes up. Ah, oof. I know Infiniton's ring has the same design. Ah, yes, flower language. Oh, oh no. Oh no. Mm, mm. No, this is what she wants. This is what she wanted. Remember, she's the one that gave the impression for it. Remember, boys. Remember, he's in, brother. He's in, and he doesn't even know. I love the priest. The priest is great. Don't take it back. We're married now. They're so cute. Oh, I think it's a. Oh, Freeland. At some point, you're just gonna have to get out of her way. You're gonna have to let Mr. Stark in at some point in time. Frieren over here protecting Fern. Well, we know how she is. But I was gonna say, I actually love the small scenes like this, the actual serious scenes where they're eating dinner, where they're actually taking the time to just be people. It's very Brechtian in that way, and I do bring this up because even in theater and other forms where there's been some theater performances where you go to and there's literally 2 minutes, 3 minutes of people being people. 2 3 minutes of people literally just cooking, eating, laughing, doing whatever, not being in character even if need be, and or maybe being in character but just being people. And it's interesting that, like, that's life and not everything is always I'm gonna turn into ultra versal 1000 super saiyan. It's a lot of the times it's just the grind and the work that we put in. It's yeah. Oh, all right, but now you need a horse, good horse. Oh, oh, oof, oof. I'm pretty sure Himmel knew what it meant. It does matter. It does matter, Frieden. I'm pretty sure Himmel knows what it meant. Fern trying to use her empath superpowers to get Frieden to understand the importance of this ring. And Frieden be like, nah, bruh, you're thinking too hard. She never realized. Oh. 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 Plot armor. Oh. My man knew. Oh, my heart fucking breaks for him. My heart fucking breaks for him. She was the one for him, and he waited. He waited. He was an old man, and he fucking passed away. And maybe hoping that she might come to the realization someday that, like, how much like, he truly loved her. And oh, dude, he fucking knew. Oh, my heart's tearing itself apart. My heart's in a fucking thousand little pieces here. Oh, why didn't he just tell her though? Because she would probably think he's joking. She would probably think it's just a joke and he's being sarcastic or something. The way that they would joke around. Oh, fear of rejection as well. Yeah. Oof. 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 Bruh. You can't fucking tell me, dude. I'm over here about to start crying and shit. Likely fear of hurting her since he knew how long. Well, I mean, he erected statues for her, so he knew that he was gonna pass away and everything. This hurts, dude. This fucking hurts. Like this fundamentally. This is a fundamental fucking primal pain, dude. He did everything thinking about her, the flowers. He proposed to her. He knew what the ring meant. Oh man, he's done so much for her in that regard. Wow, wow, wow. For you guys, I guess I'll ask this question: how many of you look at the ring he's putting the finger on? Right, right, right. And that's the big thing is where is he putting the ring in? What finger? Why? Dude, my heart is breaking. He waited for her. He straight up waited for her. At least for an instance, if not for the meteor shower, he grew up to be an old man. He was, I guess I'll ask you guys this. How long would you guys have waited? How long have you waited for someone? For someone to maybe come around or how long would you wait if you propose to someone or really love someone and maybe see if they would come for you or come back for you or something? How long would you wait? Man, Himmel is him, dude. Oh, this is sadder than I thought it would be. I'm not gonna lie. I'm devastated. I'm devastated, man. Yeah. Are you all right? No. Wedding bells and everything. No, dude. She's understanding it too late. Oh, oh, dude. I feel bad for him. I do. I really, really do. But, oh, dude. 80 years. And the wizard strikes again. Yeah, I can't believe it, man. I can't fucking believe that, this show has touched on this. Oh, oh. And now it's clicking for her. And now it's clicking for her. Wait a minute. By the way, why are you wearing a mirrored lotus bracelet? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. She's over here 80 years ago, I went through this adventure and it's like, wait a minute. Why do you have it? That fucking Spider-Man meme, you. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. No, no, I'm not all right. I'm not okay. Every week, proposals everywhere, and every week we get hit. We get hit with the feels. I'll be honest. I've fucking been tearing up. We've been going over concepts of death. Oh, forgive me for my streamer head. Oh, how many of you cried? I've been holding back tears. I cried a little bit talking about it overall. But how many of you cried or felt like really fucking something deep in this episode, guys? I know I did. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's been impactful. It's been a really, really impactful moment. It's been an impactful episode. I teared up. Yeah, dude. It makes me happy to see the way that this show is going, but this scene just fucking hit me like yeah. Good episode. Really, really, really good episode. Holy shit, though. Holy shit. Lloré dos veces en el capítulo. Oh, I feel bad for Frieren. Well, yeah. Oh, thank God Frieren kept it together. If she broke it up a bit more sad day, yeah. Imagine the regret. And that's a concept I was going to get to is imagine the regret of both of them. Imagine the regret of like, hey, this happened, but there it is. This is what's going on. This is everything. I'm actually in this belief that like so many of the things have come true, like narratively speaking, or psychologically speaking. Some of the elements that we've talked about, propinquity, propinquity, boys, pro fucking pinquity. It was actually true, man. Propinquity. It's been up here the entire episode. Propinquity. Oh, dude. Oh. Holy shit, dude. I did not cry, but I smiled and bounced on my ball of a sweet and squeezed my bear. Oh, John Senpai. John Senpai. Honestly, a really fucking amazing episode. I can't say it anymore. I just think that we really, really went in depth on this one. And I think this is one of the few episodes, aside from the first one, that really got me crying a little bit. Got me crying a little bit. Anyway, with that, Frieren. Man, where are we going with this show? Because what the fuck was that? Did you cry, Espi? Did you feel something in this episode?
I almost did when he proposed.
Oh,
I got a little bit teary. I was like, ooh.
yeah. Not gonna lie, that oof.
And I mean, I kind of knew it was coming. I knew that exact scene was going to happen. Like weeks ago when they showed that ring in that opening song, I was like, that's got to mean something, especially because they kept emphasizing the ring. And she brought it up in the episodes as well. I was like, I bet. I mean, we both said it, that he probably proposed to her.
And she didn't know.
And she just didn't know. She didn't know what it meant. And now that she knew what that specific ring design meant, I think that's the realization and why she wanted to keep it so close, because I think she was starting to slowly piece it all together that Himmel actually was in love with her.
But I think what ended up being Himmel's nail in the coffin was maybe like in the group setting, them traveling together for 10 years, him emphasizing, oh, it's a group, we can be sarcastic. There's a lot of sarcastic moments and whatnot over like, hey, this is a real moment, and like sitting down and actually explaining things. Because what he did was, hey, I'm going to propose to you, but I'm not really going to go out and show you all of my emotions. I want to build statues of myself so that you can remember me throughout your life. But like, I never fully gave you that, like, hey, I'm being serious. This is how I feel about you.
I think that was deliberate by him. I think he meant what he said when he's showing his genuine feelings, but I also think he didn't want her to know it. And I think that's because he knew how long she can live for, and I don't think he wanted that burden on her shoulder of being like, okay, you're going to outlive me.
Right.
And that whole idea of him getting with her, them being a couple, whatever they decide to do in the dark of the night, but then the whole gradual part of him getting old and passing on, I think he just wanted it to be like, I'm going to confess my feelings to you, I love you, but I'm going to make you think it's sarcastic. And then I think that's where the realization is going to come down later on down the line, where she realizes, oh, he wasn't actually being sarcastic with some of this stuff. And I think that's the gradual piece by piece puzzle where she's going to realize that, oh, that meant this and that meant that. And then it's going to be like, oh, he wasn't actually being sarcastic. It wasn't all just a joke. He actually meant it, but he just wanted to play it off as that to kind of probably protect it. Because he's the kind of person that would say something and mean it, but then brush it off because he wanted to protect them.
I do wonder if it's also to protect himself, though. Because in that big incident, there were kids. For being a matter of fact, there were kids that traveled together for 10 years. And fuck, even adults, we suck at like fully making decisions until we're 100% sure that we can make a decision and not fail for it. So if your odds are 50-50 that someone's going to reject you or maybe distance themselves from the group or from you or whatever, you're more than likely going to play it off as a joke, overhype it, overdo it. So I feel like people often put a lot of expectations on him. Well, like, oh, he's an adult. What is there to do? No, he was a kid that went into it and they grew together. But that still doesn't mean that like you're going to be 1,000% okay with making a decision and being comfortable with it. So I'm kind of curious though, which is Fern picking her gift. I think she knows what it meant. 100% sure she knows what it meant.
She knew. She's not stupid. She knew. She's calling him an idiot because she doesn't want people to know that she knew. Because I think if everyone in that group knew that she knew and that he picked it and she said nothing, that would instantly be her dead giveaway of being like, yes, I knew what that meant and I wanted you to give it to me because I am in love with you. That's why she's doing the whole tsundere act of being like, Stark's just an idiot, okay? He should have known otherwise. Like, you knew you wanted him to get that. And that's why you played innocent because you love him and you want him to love you back.
Yeah. Yeah. Why else would she freak out in the carriage? Well, I just found it interesting because for me, it's like, wait a minute. Why is she putting on this pouting face if the previous year she knows how Stark is? So everything coming through, it's like, wait a minute. She chose this gift. She knows what it means. We know Stark doesn't have a fucking clue what he's getting. So is this her way of claiming herself for Stark? Or claiming Stark for herself in that way? Just saying, just throwing that out there. Where it's like, hey, I'm taken. Sorry.
I'm calling it also now. There's going to be another character added, and it's going to be a female. And that priest that priest is going to chase the female. But I think those two are going to help them get together. Because right now you've got the priest. He's more of a mentor for Stark. As much as he's helping Frieren a little bit, I think she needs like a proper female mentor that understands romance. And then you're going to see them try and hook them up. And in the process, they'll get together. And in the process of that, Frieren's going to realize how romance functions. And then she's going to be like, fuck, Himmel loves me. Like, she's cluing on, but
right.
She's not completely all aware. And that's why I think she thinks, okay, this is what it meant. This means something to me. But was he serious? And that's why I think that he's put that barrier there of like joking, sarcasm, mucking around with the boys and the girls kind of thing, so that she didn't realize completely. And I think that's the final barrier that she's going to have to work through and be like, oh, it wasn't sarcasm. It wasn't a joke. It was legitimate feelings. And that's where all these four are going to come together, and it's going to be the big like light globe in her head.
I think that she's starting to understand what love is. And I think that's a big question through that. Because if you were to ask her before that, what is love? I don't know, human emotion. But now that she's been traveling and she's seeing like the small little semblances of like, oh, wait a minute, they express love in this way. And it's this emotion of being cared for. And it's like she's slowly starting to clue in what love truly is. And that like, hey, there was a person that truly loved you unconditionally, even knowing full well that you would never be able to love him in his lifetime. Oh, bro, that fucking stung. Okay, real question. How long would you be willing to wait? Like, say that you proposed to someone, they said, like, hey, I gotta take a trip somewhere. How long would you be willing to wait?
Maybe when I was younger, probably a bit longer. But now that I'm older, I don't know, time feels a lot more precious. So maybe a year or two.
Okay. A year or two? Oh, they're stuck in ads. Oh no. I don't know, man. I'm like, probably for me, it's 3 to 5. I think like if I propose to someone and it's truly something special, and they're like, hey, whatever. If they cut off contact, oh, that's gonna be really fucking difficult, probably too.
I mean, if it was like long distance and there was limited contact, it'd be like two give or take. But if there was like proper contact and keeping connected and a like much more better level, then I'd be more patient. It just
Right.
depends on what that kind of long distance and how it functions.
That's why I'm like, ooh, it also depends on like the strength of that relationship. Like if it doesn't go weird and fucking cold some days, warm, because that shit can get toxic really fucking quickly. But I'm like, I don't know. If she were to just cut off contact, I think 2 years, 2 to 3 years would probably be the max. Chat, what about yourself? How long would you be willing to wait? If you proposed to someone and they had to take a trip, family emergency abroad, something happens, how long would you be willing to wait after the proposal? Your entire life like Kimmel, tier 3 sub for Pokemon? No, I'm kidding. Or is it just like a one and done? No clue?
You bring that up, but there's this big drama going on around about a guy that spent $110,000 on a chick on OnlyFans, then got a tattoo of her,
Oh no.
and then started messaging her saying, "How dare you ignore me? I spent all this money on you. You have to reply to me."
Oh no. I'm not gonna lie. I've had some people that like came here and like subbed or bought like I for example, I have a throne. I appreciate when you guys help me. It means the world. This is why we have like the whiteboard and we're getting PC parts and everything. It means the world. But when all of a sudden back in the day we were watching a couple of shows and they were like, "Oh yeah, and Ed's gonna watch this show and he's gonna watch this show and he's gonna watch this show and he's doing the things that I want him to do because this is I'm the one that's gifting all of this stuff." And it's like, wait a minute, that's not how this works. That's never how any of this has worked. You know, like money doesn't mean anything to like love your company. You guys make this an amazing fucking experience, but like, it's not about the money. It's never been about the money or anything like that.
That's the thing about relationships as
Parasocial.
a content creator. Yeah, parasocial relationships is that there's like two extremes to it. There's like the extreme of where like people give you money and they expect that you become basically their property. Like, oh well, I own you because I'm giving you money, and then they kind of like pester you, bug you, and all that kind of stuff. And then there's the kind of the flip side of it where you have those content creators that use that parasocial relationship as a way to kind of like milk it, play along with it, really pulling the strings, especially content creators that would be like, "Oh, I need money, give me money." And then they don't really supply the content. Like for me, it's like if you're a content creator and you're asking for donations, you've at least got to make content. But and that's where it's like the two sides, the extremes is that it's like you shouldn't be forced to make specific type of content to appease to those that are paying you. It's like if you don't want to make that content, you shouldn't be forced to. At the same time, if you're asking for donations so that you as a content creator can continue to make content, you shouldn't then just like completely drop off the planet, but still expect people to give you money. Like
Right.
that to me is where those two extremes, it's a weird balance being a content creator.
It
And I've
is.
learned a lot over the last 5 or so years just how crazy it can be as a like because a lot of people just go, "Oh yeah, being a content creator is so easy," and it's like there's a lot of little layers to it that I don't think people realize as a content creator, like the way people treat you, the way people expect things from you. Sometimes content creators expect things from fans, the human element to it. Like some days you're just not having a good day, or sometimes your fans are not having a good day,
Yeah.
or the community's not having a good day, and it is very interesting. And also then clicky groups amongst content creators, like the
Oh
AniTube
yeah.
community is very like the the yeah, AniTuber community is very, very clicky. There are
Yeah.
little bubbles, and if you're not part of that bubble, they don't want to fucking borrow sober you. Like they're like, "Nope, we don't care about you."
And it's interesting. For me, I've always found that interesting the way that like cliques formed and they're
Mm,
very hostile towards others. Yeah, exactly. Community. Community. But like my overall concept is when it comes to situations like this, number one, like if we're having a sick day or something's happening, a creator should be able to say, "Hey, you know what? We got to reschedule. Something's going on. I got to
mm.
take care of this because real life comes first." I'll be honest. I've gotten a threat before. "Hey, you canceled, and I was waiting for this show to come through." And I'm not even saying that I'm big. I'm decent compared to like most individuals on Twitch. Like, getting a lot of you guys being open here. But like literally getting like a random whisper or a random fucking DM on Twitch or Twitter or whatever, being like, "Hey, how dare you?" and like all of these threats. It's like, what the fuck? Like, is this real? Like,
I mean, one of the reasons why I never made like I did a couple of update videos back way when I was getting sick, but then I stopped doing them. And my whole mindset was like, sure, I can update my fans on what's going on, why content's slowing down, why I'm changing things up. But then I had this mindset, I was like, 99% of them don't give a fuck.
yeah,
I'm like, I'll make a community post or a tweet or something on Discord for the Patreon members. That's about it. I just keep it limited. I wouldn't make a special video because I'm like, no one gives a shit
right.
except like a very small group. And I appreciate them, really do. But it's like, I remember when I did an update video going over my health problems, and I was saying in the video, and I remember exactly what I said in the exact reply I got. I said, like, doing light novel content can be very taxing because of the low energy levels due to my liver problems. I just don't have the energy to sit there and read through an entire volume in a day or a couple of days. And I'm like, that's why some of those light novel reviews are slow. That reply instantly under it was like, well, that's an excuse because you don't need energy levels to read light novels and stuff. And
Wow.
I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, do you want me to make the review so terrible that it doesn't make any sense? Because it's like, I need energy to pay attention to what I'm reading and then
Right.
write down notes. It's like, it just, this whole idea of like content creation takes no effort, no energy. It's like, sure, there is some content out there that's like bare minimal effort.
Yeah.
I think some people kind of get what I'm laughing at here, but yeah, like your Sniper Wolf style content,
Right.
that's bare minimal. But when you're doing things like news, reviews, analysis, that kind of stuff, like it takes time and energy. Sure, there's some easy aspects to it, but there's also some time that takes time and effort. And it doesn't mean just because it's not super high edit, it doesn't mean there isn't research put into it as well. So it's just one of those, I think, sure, it's not like a 9 to 5, like go out into the mines kind of like thing, but there is still like effort that has to be put in.
Right. And that's my overall thing though. Like a lot of people don't understand the amount of effort that it genuinely takes to even come up and stream, even go up and do a video, the amount of background work that it takes to go into it, the concepts that it takes to formulate, and like, for example, reading streams. Love them. They were fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But was it doing well on Twitch? No. Did it take a lot of my energy away from me at the end of the day? Absolutely. And we were just reading a chapter and I was fucking dead at the end of stream. Like, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. And I feel like people just downplay that way too much and they try and flip that on us. You know, like, oh, you're a content creator. Why aren't you doing, you should do more. You should do more. Why aren't you doing enough? It sucks. It sucks. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate y'all. Hope you guys have a good night. I hope you guys keep practicing that self-care. I'll see you guys Sunday for 100 Girlfriends.